Hiloh is a very popular and well-respected Roblox developer working for Pixelbit Studio, in which has created Tower Heroes, Super Blocky Hills, and other projects. They act as a modeler and builder and are part of the Roblox UGC program. As of the past few months, they have been called out for their sexual degeneracy with furry art and not safe for work content, and their irresponsibility with their platform and blatant negligence. So today we will cover the entire situation, so make sure to watch to the end because there are some bad allegations in this video. Hiloh operates two Twitter accounts, one which they use to regularly hint at game updates and other miscellaneous tweets, and is obviously their representative account, and the other account he made in which started engaging in furry not safe for work and degenerate echo chambers. This account he used and many minors obviously followed. The tag was almost the exact same to his main account, in which is literally his Roblox developer account, and he had shouted out his alternate account before on his main. Fans of Tower Heroes also interacted with this furry account, and they're obviously minors. Literally, if you search up Hiloh on Google, this account comes up as second term. Over the course of multiple months too, he had this account literally linked to his main Twitter profile, in which he took off as of December 2022. So countless minors started literally following his account and being exposed to the content on it. He didn't attempt at going by a new alias, and he made it no secret that it was him. No essential effort was made to mitigate the possibility of minors seeing this account, and I'll explain why that was a massive problem. His alternate account for an entire year, when he started it off, was mainly another Roblox Twitter account, until he started getting into the furry landscape and echo chambers as of summer of 2022. Meaning yes, of course minors were following it ever since he started doing the furry business. Now, as Hiloh had started to get embroiled in the furry community, they developed a persona called V, and this is what the character originally looked like as of July 2022. Later on, he makes another persona called Alia, which would be a more not safe for work creation and persona. Now, as Hiloh became more involved with the furry community, they started posting more and more suggestive art of their V persona, with skimpy outfits on, and now major body part proportion changes. Keep in mind, on the same account where they were advertising their main account, and the tag between this account and the professional one they were using was almost the exact same. As time progressed, more suggestive furry artwork was generated consistently on the account, meaning more minors were seeing this, and he was essentially sexualizing his own character directly. So soon enough, it was found out on October the 5th, Hiloh started commissioning not safe for work content and artwork of their persona V. This meant Hiloh, with the money they received from being a Roblox developer on a kids game, paid the creator Uta to make the not safe for work artwork. Now, either due to blissful unawareness or complete lack of doing any background checks, which is very irresponsible to say the least, Uta was literally a furry not safe for work art creator and literally made pedophilic furry art multiple times, which in turn, whether Hiloh knew or not, he still directly paid money to financially aid a furry not safe for work cub artist. Now, in the latter stages of October, someone actually commented on this issue in the server and brought up how it was very weird for a game developer of a kids game to be infatuated in a community like this. Hiloh was forced to respond on Discord, stating how the image was leaked, and then stated how he needs to be a bit more careful on who to commission, and that he doesn't care about the art all that much. Like, what? Like, how do you not care that it was cub art, which is the furry community equivalent of CP? And what does he mean by not all that much? Very poor choice of words perhaps, or literally just damage control. Additionally, Hiloh tried passing it off as he was unaware that this artist would create or provide an alternative, not safe for work version of the art. However, in Uta's own commission sheet, it explicitly states that they will, upon request, hide the not safe for work version behind their Patreon and include a free safe for work image. This means Hiloh knowingly did this, despite acting like he didn't know. He is lying in the screenshots, literally plain and simple. This was marking Hiloh's slow integration into the not safe for work side of the furry community while operating an account which was being followed by many minors. It was also the second Google result, as we stated before, when you search up Hiloh on Google. Now, keep in mind, on a later basis, we will cover his quote-unquote apology for the situation, where he literally just defends his own actions and basically feels no remorse that he's literally sharing extremely sensitive artwork to minors. Hiloh also, over the period of many months, continued to order more commissions from Uta, who has literally made multiple instances of cub not safe for work. So using the excuse, "I didn't know the contents of the account," literally holds no weight. They knew what they were doing because they were engaging with this account for multiple months, from August of 2022 to March of 2023. Also, it puts his Discord response in October to death because he continues to do what he was doing before over and over again. He even commissioned more not safe for work from them, and all of this was public and connected and tagged to his alternate account, which miners were following, and was connected to his main account until December of 2022. So basically, as borderline not safe for work was being commissioned from cub artists by Hiloh, such as in August, Hiloh's main account had his furry account linked in his bio, so everyone, if you really wanted to, could see these wonderful commissions from these wonderful people. Literally, all you could do was go to Hiloh's main account, which has his alternate account linked, go on his alternate account, and then you could just see all of these signal boosts of all these creators who've done disgusting things that Hiloh directly commissioned artwork from. In late April of 2023, well into his furry infatuation phase, Hiloh had commissioned even more suggestive furry artwork from another weirdo. So once again, he went against his original Discord reply where he says he needs to be more careful on who to commission because the person he commissioned from also drew cub not safe for work before. So once again, another probable pedophile was given money by Hiloh. However, you have to understand that Hiloh also said in the past he doesn't really care about the art with these accounts all too much, so that's probably why he kept doing it. Like, how many times do you need to be caught doing the same thing until it's obvious that you just keep lying to get yourself out of trouble? He obviously does not care. Hiloh has also published Roblox UGC items of the V character. You know, the now overtly hypersexualized furry persona he's been commissioning furry cub accounts to sexualize. Yep, you can now get some V items on Roblox, where it's predominantly a children's platform. If only the children purchasing these items knew the dark truth behind this character. Oh wait, all you have to do is search up Hiloh on Google, the second result is his furry account, and you can go see for yourself. Well, thank God for that. Or at least Roblox, or either Hiloh themselves, took the items down from public purchasing. Now, I think the most damning thing is Hiloh uploading his furry tongue fetish item to the kids platform for his friend to use to cosplay as a degenerate hypersexual furry, in which Hiloh has made a plethora of sexualized drawings of before. But in their apology, they claim it wasn't a sexualized item and it was never meant to be. Oh yeah, I'm so sure of that, buddy. That tongue was never used in any of your sexualized furry art drawings ever. Totally not. Well, it's nice to fetish items on a kids game now, right guys? And at least they've never lied to us. I mean, just look at all of these instances where that tongue item is in a borderline not safe for work art piece. Also, I'd like to mention Hiloh's alt account with the furry artwork had no not safe for work disclaimer, nor did the posts, so another great job there, Hiloh. At least in this entire situation, Hiloh's been extremely negligent, and at worst, well, it just doesn't look too good for them. He continues to post more very suggestive images of his character and retweeted another suggestive image of his fursona with the pants showing. Due to this, a miner who was actually following the account started messaging Hiloh on Discord, calling them out and telling them to stop because seeing that content made them very uncomfortable. Keep in mind, this is just more proof that miners were being exposed to this content consistently. Now, instead of apologizing or taking accountability whatsoever, accepting full or even changing, Hiloh lies, claiming the account they were following was safe for work. Well, no it wasn't, and it even stated it was not safe for work. Then they proceed to inflict more belittlement on the situation, saying, well, technically it wasn't not safe for work. Well, it was sensitive content and it was literally showing his underwear out. Not the best thing to show to minors, and perhaps not the best thing to put on an account which is virtually linked to your professional account and shares almost the same tag. The miner who originally called out Hiloh on the Discord continues by stating how it was weird for Hiloh to retweet content of his fursona flashing his underwear to children, and the account which Hiloh commissioned from was literally a public not safe for work account, and maybe that Hiloh could even mark his account as not suitable for minors. The miner continues stating that Twitter has bad not safe for work post protection system, and that minors could easily access the not safe for work account that Hiloh was consistently signal boosting and promoting. Hiloh, however, was of course playing down his actions. What I find funny is in this screenshot is that Hiloh stated that the fan base of their second account are furries. He doesn't specify the age, he doesn't even address that the Roblox Roblox fanbase he had cultivated on the account back when he first made it. He doesn't even address any of that, he just generalized it as furries to play down the situation and to avoid admitting that minors were actively looking at his account and seeing these very questionable posts. You literally still had your old Roblox fanbase on that account. Obviously minors were watching if literally a minor contacted you about how uncomfortable the posts you were signal boosting were. Hiloh states that Twitter blacklists his inappropriate posts so that his children fans won't see the furry borderline not safe for work which is consistently shoved in their face, but this is a lie. After his argument with the minor in his Discord server, 2 weeks later he posts another suggestive furry image, clearly learning nothing from the situation and actually proving his point wrong as the image wasn't even filtered. Minors did see this, where at least Hiloh indirectly admitted that minors were being exposed to his content. But it's so funny that literally less than 2 weeks later, actually 12 days later, he just continues doing the same thing again. Obviously he just didn't care. Also, he dumbs down his actions by claiming, well, just because I siphon hundreds of dollars to multiple furry artists who magically turn out to crack themselves off the cup not safe for work, doesn't mean I support it. Well, yes, but you still continuously end up quote-unquote accidentally getting caught giving money to these people, and you are directly financially supporting them. It is your fault that you haven't done a background check regarding the artists. And even one artist we stated, Uta, who you were aware was problematic, meh, you didn't actually really care about it. You just barely addressed it, you just belittled it, and then continued to commission from them multiple times. Hiloh, you really just didn't care. Now, despite all the controversy behind the scenes that they had been embroiled in, they continued by commissioning BDSM not safe for work from a Twitter account called Kinoko in early May, and this user, oh what a surprise if we check the artists they retweet, they had retweeted CPR of Deku from My Hero Academy with Merku, who is 26. Keep in mind, Deku is 14 years old. Very cool, Hiloh. This is like the third time now where you've signal boosted someone who's a freak. Kinoko also supported another artist called Nakagami who makes cub and bestiality artwork. So while this Kinoko person who Hiloh paid for the not safe for work commissions from didn't make the content directly himself like the others previously mentioned, he sure did support that kind of artwork and the proliferation of it. Hiloh even commissioned multiple art pieces from this person, so what a nice guy Hiloh is. Now, Hiloh had made a response to all of this eventually when it came out, and he replied in a Google document in late May, I believe, so let's go over a few things. Okay, so the first thing is some obvious blatant victimization to legitimize their position or excuse them and their narrative. So that's very nice. You know, obviously when you're addressing serious allegations, it's always great to victimize yourself and play yourself up to the audience. The other point is obviously the generalization of the audience in which this content was being exposed to. He never specifies any age because he knows that the minors were being exposed to it. There is absolutely no acknowledgement that even a sliver of their Roblox fanbase saw that content, despite the fact he was avidly advertising on his main account, this account. Nah, it was just all furries, guys, with completely ambiguous ages. Totally nothing suspicious was happening here, guys. Now here you can see them play the blissfully unaware card and talk about how they did zero background checks, despite the fact that their association with these problematic accounts has been a reoccurring issue many times. How many times can you use the ignorance excuse until it shows an obvious pattern of negligence and you are actually held accountable? Like it is your job to do background checks and you have failed multiple times to do that, even though you promised that you would literally change and actually do background checks. Now in this segment they say obviously they don't support the type of content on the account and that they were unaware of it. However, in another segment they contradict themselves by saying they don't actually care about the art too much. So which one will it be? You are contradicting yourself a bit too much here. And obviously, you know, they sent this Discord message in October and said they, you know, should be more careful with who they commission. However, they commissioned from the same problematic account they were being called out for at the time for multiple more months after this situation, so obviously not much was learned. Then Hiloh continues with belittlement of the contents with their accounts. Now they bring up how it was only a few cases where the art was suggestive. No, literally most of it was, and you know that, and what do you mean that it can definitely be seen that way? What other way are you looking at where this artwork isn't suggestive? Like it was completely suggestive. And as for the not safe for work wise thing, well, I wouldn't be showing half these images you slammed onto your account in a work environment anyway, and belittlement argument does not work. Also, Hiloh has at times promoted suggestive artwork from actual furry not safe for work accounts. Don't blame others for seeing the contents of the account you directly exposed and signal boosted to them. That is your fault, not the people who are exposed to it's for. You even exposed minors to blood fetish content. Like, how is that excusable in any sense? You even blatantly inferred it was crossing some line. You said sorry if it was dark or graphic, and you said I won't do it again and hid it behind a censor. But then right above that post, you post another image, even probably worse, with no censor at all. So minors 100% saw this, but you proceed to never bring this up in your little response here. And the tongue argument he conjures up is a straight up lie, as we've covered earlier in the video. He claims it wasn't even meant to be sexual, yet the tongue is literally a sexual fetish item, in which is referenced from multiple of his suggestive borderline not safe for work furry content artwork. So nice taking accountability there and also posting fetish items to a kid's game. Then the document finishes up with Hiloh stating the not safe for work artwork was never meant to be public. Well, your suggestive artwork certainly was. So they claim right here that they won't commission any more not safe for work content because they changed. That's actually very nice to see. Congratulations, Hiloh. Oh, wait, never mind, because in June, they commissioned even more not safe for work artwork, and there's actually 2 instances of this, which is after this apology, so it seems they might be lying here. Now back to another document created on Hiloh, where it states that Hiloh also commissioned more suggestive artwork from a person called Amano, in which is an artist who's literally signal boosted lolly material. So that's just another oopsie, guys. Obviously they probably didn't know about this. It's not like this is the 5th time where Hiloh has signal boosted creators who are bad people. He commissions artwork from Kimono, who retweets furry not safe for work. He commissions artwork from Porter, who drew his persona inappropriately. He commissions artwork from Itivika, who is a not safe for work artist. Like, this is just a few of millions of examples of Hiloh signal boosting not safe for work accounts to their minor followers on Twitter, then pleading and claiming ignorance to avoid culpability in the situation and to play dumb. They knew what they were doing, because they can't use the excuse, oh, I didn't know, because this has happened like numerous times now. Hiloh also has some like alarming use of blood in their suggestive artwork. They even made posts with Twitter sensitive media censors on it, which is funny, as they could have done that with all the other borderline not safe for work artwork, but they simply didn't. However, right after that, they scrapped the censor and show this freak image, which their minor fans saw like, what the heck? Is this Hiloh trying to tell everyone they have a blood fetish or something? Also, just more proof is shown of the ghost tongue Hiloh uploaded to Roblox, and oh look, it's obviously a fetish item, who would have guessed? Now, me and Hiloh spoke in DMs after I announced that I was going to make a video on this, and they basically used the same talking points apparent in their response. They said if they had known about the artwork some of the people they commissioned had done, they wouldn't have done it, yet we have proven that he did this for at least Uta, and yet they continue to support them even after talking about it on Discord. So you, the viewers, can judge for yourself on the reality behind Hiloh's claims, and if they're lying or not. Then they use the excuse they didn't know what the artist they commissioned actually posted because Skeb, the commission program they use, doesn't show their Twitter account, but it literally has the same name as the account. The least you could do was do some background checks on these people, especially considering how many times you've essentially been called out for directly or indirectly supporting these people and signal boosting them. You would have thought after the 5th time you were called out you would probably have learned. Anyway, regarding this whole situation, Hiloh I think can be redeemed, but accountability really needs to be taken instead of excuses, using the I debunked this and oh well I was just negligent and didn't know, because that excuse can only work so much until it means nothing. However, this has been a reoccurring issue with Hiloh as well. They messed up big time with their furry account because it was so crystal clear that minors were exposed to the suggestive furry artwork content, and Hiloh had tried their best to necessarily play it down. I believe with time, obviously they can better themselves from the situation, but this certainly isn't exactly excusable in the slightest. I obviously don't hate or dislike Hiloh, I just believe this incident was bad. Obviously they aren't a pedophile or anything like that. However, the fact they keep saying they were negligent of who they were giving money to is pretty eyebrow raising, because they have repeatedly made this mistake multiple times now. Obviously, people will try and spin the narrative of this video like, oh, I hate furries or something. I don't. I'm just calling out what I see to be an immoral situation and one that needs to be addressed. Obviously, this video is not intended for hate, harassment, or cyberbullying. This is just an educational video into the entire situation as a whole. And make sure to like and subscribe if you're new. Goodbye.